what I did have written for her and the court to hear me out. On December 14th, 2012, I posted on social media, "It's so sad that some of our angels are babies. I wouldn't know how to cope. Who knew that a year and 9 months later that it would be my baby who would become an angel, and I here trying to cope, not only for myself but for Pravyn's brother also. I don't know which hurts more, the day I lost you or learning to live without you. It's now been 10 months since then and I haven't quite got the learning part down yet. The hardest thing that I've ever had to hear was that my child died. The hardest thing that I've done is to live every day since that moment. One of the toughest things about being a family of 2 physically is knowing that you're a family of 3. Talon is Pravyn's 6-year-old brother and best friend. I fear for Talon's future as a child attending daycare. What am I supposed to tell him when he can't participate in weekly swimming trip to Indian Mounds with his daycare friends? He will always have to be overprotected by me, and I will always have to take Fridays off in order to keep my peace of mind that Talon is not in danger. I hope one day us 2 can enjoy holidays again, but it's hard to without us 3. My boys had such a bond, and I know that Pravyn's death affects Talon just as much as me. He worries about Pravyn's birthday, but will always have a party for him. The best person to care for your child is yourself. And when you can't, you trust others to take care of your babies while you're working to provide. And I put trust in her. The guilt I have for doing so kills me. My kids were on the waiting list for Cheerful Home Daycare. And only if I would have gotten them on the list maybe a day sooner, my baby would still be here. My baby was 2 years old and will always be 2 years old. It's almost like he's stuck at a 2-year-old, just as I feel stuck. I don't know how to live my life without him. There have been other reports of incidents with kids under Patty's care being neglected. Unfortunately, it had to be my son to finally end her negligence. But it took life to do so. It's DCFS's law for pool gates to be locked at all times, and everything measured up that he wouldn't have been able to get in if it was locked like it was supposed to. She went inside to use the bathroom and make pancakes while my 2-year-old was left outside alone. Pravyn was still in a diaper, still barely could talk. He was so innocent. Did she think that a 2-year-old could be successful outside alone? Outside alone near the gate she left unlocked. Even though you are the reason why I lost my son, and to you that's just it, I lost my son, but you don't know how much I really lost. Just to name a few, I lost my sleep, my mind, my view on the world, my happiness, and my whole heart. Nighttime is very hard. I listen to Pravyn scream in my dreams. I see him unhappy. They replay over and over night after night. My mind wanders so much. Honestly, I spent the last few months trying to learn about Pravyn's new journey, but I don't know which is better than having him in my arms. I felt Pravyn's body warm to cold. I saw his first and last breath. I'll forever struggle without him. He was my pride and joy. He was my nighttime squeeze and my Mr. Good Morning. Those big brown eyes with long eyelashes. Papa always said he had the best complexion, like chocolate milk. I still feel like he is staying at his grandma and papa's for the night, but reality hits when I hold his blanket and puppy. I squeeze his blanket and I cry. He was the happiest, and I can't wait until we meet again and I'll finally have peace. This is the hardest thing I'll ever go through. For now, I have the best angel that I can brag about for eternity. Pravyn's bedroom has not been touched since the last time he played in it, along with the basket full of clean summer clothes. I still think he'd be in his closet hiding from me. His curls gave him away every time. Speaking of his curls, this year on Thanksgiving, I sat and stared forward, trying to see where he would be today. His hands weren't messy and there was no food in his hair. Even if I knew the outcome of him leaving, I'd still want him either way. As the days and weeks drag on, I realize my baby should look a little different now. And that's what hurts, is I can't see that. I'm not sure if I can get used to this, but then again, I don't have a choice and I never really will. To the babysitter herself, there are so many things I need to hear from you. You know how people always say if something were to happen to their child, what would they do to them? But instead, I'm going to be here keeping my son's name out there in the world with tuitions to college in his name and Pravyn Award and Pike County Baby Contest. But either way, I get robbed, and even if I do get closure, I don't have my baby. I'm being robbed and you are getting away with murder. This was not an accident, it's plain neglect. You cannot get any more guilty than that. It's because of you that I don't have my son. Now to the jury that I was gonna say is, to whom it may concern, when it comes to deciding the fate of Patty Tipton, please consider what losing my child has done to me. When I wake up every morning, I don't get to make Pravyn breakfast. I don't get to watch my son graduate, get married, or even make his first friend. This is not his fault at all. I want her to suffer like he suffered and like I am suffering. Pravyn will never have any goals, and I'll never see him succeed in life like every mother wants to see their kid do. She took an innocent child's life. He drowned, he suffered, he went through pain, and I hope she has to someday too. Put yourself in Pravyn's place. How much was running through his mind when he needed your help while you were neglecting him, while you were making pancakes? My son was 2 years old. You should have the common sense to know that you cannot leave him, not even turn your back on him for a second. Example, just like you have to watch a toddler, make sure they don't put anything in their mouth, what makes you think that he could be outside in the backyard near a pool? So when you look at this case, please put yourself in my shoes and think of how much you would have taken away from you. I cannot have another child to make this okay. I will never get that back, and understand that this is murder in my eyes. I'm not after money because that won't replace my son. I just want my justice for my son.
It's been a long day without you.
If I could talk to Pravyn right now, oh, if I could see him, I would hold him and I would never let go.
From where we began, oh, I'll tell you all about it.
If I could say anything to Pravyn right now, is I would say that I loved him.
Damn, who knew?
I would ask that he gives me more signs, because that's all I have, and all I have are these memories. I love you, son. You is my world.
Look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays.
And he'll always be my baby
boy. See you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began.
You know, we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Tell you.
When I see you again.
First you both go out your way, and the vibe is feeling strong. And what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach. So remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Don't let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see